This is the story of the Syndicate, who have yet to realize their destiny as they pursue the galactic calamity known as the Scream. Welcome to the prologue to Children of the Spine!
Sector code G110352. The planet Pazakia. Sereni Corporation security room. A being stands over a small crowd with their back to the large glass window revealing a bustling city a great distance below, and as far as the eye can see. In an instant, the pink sky is replaced with metal shutters, darkening the interior for a short time until the start of a low hum, signifying the startup of the Hollow Room. A projection of a public transport ship begins to take shape. The being by the windows begins to speak. Today, we will be escorting new tech to new lands to expand the influence of Sereni medical devices. As you may see on the Hollow, we are taking public transportation for this mission. The client lives outside the city. So, we will have to be in casual wear as not to broadcast our intentions. If the conglomerate catches wind of Sereni's attempted expansion, we will be swarmed, the area will be swarmed, our client will be pushed out, and we will not get paid. Our pay is commission this time around. The Akata region is the last untouched by the city, and being the first corporation to land a job in the region will push our client just above their competition, for what will likely be forever, as they will be in control of the majority of the planet. So, if we do this job right, we can all retire early. Now, there are a few hazards to be aware of. First, leaving the city, we lose protections of the Armera defense system, and the Akata region is largely wildlands. There is a chance the ship could come in contact and be detoured by the airborne wildlife on re-entry into the atmosphere. They are very large and very territorial, and this is a passenger ship, so there is limited firepower. Detours around these nests could take upwards of a day. We don't like this because that is one more day exposed, and Sereni has been having a difficult time with a few bad actors. Our second hazard, for those who aren't familiar, I present our enemy number one, the crew of the SPS Resonance. The Hollow Room slides the transport and the flight path to Akata to a corner, and in its place another ship appears, along with the figures of the crew and details about them. Casey Blake Caldwell, a Weird-Scene, who is a superlative fixer, master pilot, and master scholar. They fly the ship, they repair the ship, they create modifications using stolen tech, and create entirely new ships aboard that ship. Currently, it's believed that they have 2 original SDMWs, Spike Drive Mechanized Warriors, or SIDMAs for short, in their possession. However, Dr. Caldwell has a habit of reconfiguring these ships between each of their missions. They range in size from multi-piloted heavy mecha to light exosuits. Yes, Dr. Caldwell is smart enough to get a Spike Drive, which normally needs 3 crew to operate, into a single being light suit. Reina Nadya Olalla Sastre, a Tahari who is a superlative telepath and experienced precog. She has humble origins until she discovered her talents. In fact, she was one of the first recorded psychics post-Scream. Professionally, she ran a pleasure ship and was given the name Madam NOS by her patrons and workers, for always knowing how to give them the boost they need. She does not prefer this alias to her own name, as nitrous oxide is, according to her, an archaic form of internal combustion fuel, but recognizes the humor in it nevertheless. However, she recently left the business and joined up with SPS Resonance at the request of a longtime friend, Dr. Caldwell. Since then, she is the sole reason the SPS...
You always give me the boost.
Her best
recently left the business and joined up with the SPS Resonance at the request of a longtime friend, Dr. Caldwell. Since then, she is the sole reason the SPS has been so difficult to trace. As one of the best telepaths in the sector, if not the best, she routinely rewrites the memories of everyone they encounter.
Yes. Jesus.
Tyra Solsdotter, a Ketling who is a superlative deepnosophist and superlative merchant. Known alias is the Veil, given to her by crime lords of the planet Skipalon for her uncanny ability to conceal everything about the transactions and herself. The rising tensions between the leading factions of Skipalon seem to be heading for civil war, making the Veil's meticulous method of information gathering and product transfer highly sought after by both faction leaders, gang leaders, and turncoats alike. As part of the SPS resonance, she is the only explanation for some of the rare weaponry that Dr. Caldwell has been able to outfit the SDMWs with, along with the funds that they need to keep the entire SPS fleet wealthy. While she may not be a psychic, her way with words is just as dangerous. The criminal known as Tantalus was recruited by request of the Veil, ironically revealing the only solid information we have about Tantalus. Everything else is myth and legend. Was Tantalus responsible for the security breach on Gyeong-Otos that revealed the existence of the secret containment facility? Was Tantalus responsible for the theft of the first known TL4 spike drive post-Scream? Did Tantalus steal wine from the vaults of Ceridon dating back to the Terran Mandate? Did Tantalus impregnate the Princess of Barbadil? We do not know.
Yes.
Oh boy.
The most we can assume is that Tantalus is likely a superlative burglar and potentially a superlative hacker. Lastly, the team was recently assigned someone to be their muscle. The last sighting of Dr. Caldwell reportedly had an armed Naloyan following a few paces back. Reports indicate that they may have followed Dr. Caldwell back onto the SPS residence. Images taken of the SPS residence show it meeting with SPS Tamber, a vessel belonging to Krylov Korovin, a promising leader of the largely abandoned and struggling N-15 star system. Our assumptions can be that if the new muscle is an associate of Krylov, they are likely a superlative marksman, an experienced or higher level of leadership. Krylov is known for keeping his equals close by. If we're lucky, we won't have to deal with the crew of the SPS Resonance, and this will go smoothly, but be prepared for the worst, and good luck. The hollow room powers down, and the shutters pull back to an open position once again, revealing the cityscape. A few moments later, the room is empty, and the Sereni security team gathers the package and heads for the Akata region. Just above the atmosphere of Pazakia, a ship finishes its spike drill and prepares to orbit. The SPS Resonance and its crew have arrived, just in time, for what they don't yet realize will be the biggest heist of their lives.
Ooh. Is it SB?
SP.
And that stands for?
The Space Pursuit Syndicate.
And it's Renaissance.
Resonance.
Okay.
Yeah, I did say it wrong once.
Just SP Resonance or SPS?
SPS Resonance.
So who's our leader? Because I thought it was Bobby, but it sounds like it's Lewis's character.
This is also all from the perspective of an outside agency. So now you guys can discuss. So you know that there is a corporation called the Sereni. There's Sereni Corporation.
I keep thinking you're going to say Serenity, and it throws me off every fucking time.
Sorry.
Jesus.
It's CERENI. Sereni Corporation. You know that they construct medical devices and that they are heading to a place on the planet called the Akata region via a public transportation ship. And you know that they will be leaving orbit for a little bit and then they will be re-entering orbit for a little bit. And what you need is on that ship. And you also know that the Akata region has these large creatures that if they disturb the public transport ship, the ship has to reroute at least a day away.
Okay.
So now we're in game.
Can you repeat that little bit of what we know again?
Okay, so Sereni Corporation is a medical device corporation. They are transporting, from what you can gather from intel and stuff, and like from the little blurb that I read, this entire planet of Pazakia is covered in a giant city that is entirely controlled by corporations. And there is only one area left on the planet that is not corporate controlled, and that's the Akata region that they're heading to now.
Okay.
And the reason why they want this device to be accepted in Akata is because they will be the first corporation in that region, meaning they have the majority control of the planet because they're already a very large corporation.
Okay. And they're going via public transportation.
They're going via public transportation. They are disguised in civilian clothes, and they're transporting this medical device because they don't want their competition. And there's another word that got mentioned, the conglomerate, which is the second largest corporation in this area or on this planet. And they control multiple, like, completely unrelated corporations. They're just the megacorp of megacorps. Like, Sereni Corporation is a megacorp of medical devices. Okay. The conglomerate is a megacorporation of everything you can imagine. their Walmart or like Amazon or something like that.
So the conglomerate is their rival.
Yep.
And you said we're trying to get on their ship and get what they have, but do we know specifically what we're trying to obtain? Is it like one thing, or are we just trying to like stop?
You don't know exactly what it is. You just know that they're transporting something important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, we want to essentially we want to stop them from doing whatever it is they're.
You want to steal it.
We want to steal their like little package. Or...
You guys are all hoodlums. Did you not realize that
No,
from
I
describing
did.
everything?
I'm confused. So we want to steal their package, right?
Yeah.
Whatever they're trying to get to the Akata region.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I think there's really like two options. It's either we go to the Akata region, strike a deal with them, and then ambush them when they get there, or when they go out of orbit, send those worms.
Yeah, totally derail them with the creatures.
So the order of things that are happening is they're taking a public transportation and leaving capital, the city, and it will be outside the wherever I say it is the Amera defense system. So there's like a big shield over like all of the city. So they're going to take public transportation out of the shield and into orbit. Yeah. You guys are in orbit right now also. They're then going to leave orbit into the Akata region, and that's when they first leave. There's these high altitude creatures that are very large that are in that region. So they're in orbit. So the creatures aren't in space; they're in the atmosphere.
Oh, so they have to like go through by them to get out of orbit.
So they get out of orbit through the city, which is protected. When they enter back into orbit, is when they're going to have to get around the creatures.
Oh, okay.
I think we should try to intercept them when they've exited orbit, and if that plan fails, we can try to again intercept them or distract them with the creatures when they're back in orbit, and then if all else fails, we can try to get them on the ground. I think if we go straight to the ground, then we will have lost, we'll have one chance and we won't have extra.
But how are we going to find them if they're disguised as civilians?
I guess how do we know that they're doing this?
Probably one of you two figured this out.
I probably found on like some computer.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, big deal going down here. And just a little background on the name that I gave your fleet, the Space Pursuit Syndicate, that you are part of a larger fleet that is always trying to collect pre-scream technology.
So we would have known that they're on a limited firepower ship because of Laura's hacking capability. And I assume that our weaponry is pretty good.
If I feel like it.
Okay.
Remember, you're all max level characters. That's why I didn't give you like specific guns and like specific ship information. Like you guys kind of have what you want.
So
Okay.
I still think we should try to intercept post orbit because then we don't have to deal with the creatures either.
Are they worms?
They're
I'm thinking of them as worms.
Flying worms? Sure, they're flying worms.
Flying worms?
Yeah, I just imagine.
Sure, why not? They're flying tremors monsters.
Yeah,
pictured
that's what
Oh
I'm
no.
The
I was
birds
thinking
from-
more like Dune, but okay.
Again, I picture the big birds from Avatar that they ride.
Yeah, like the dragons. Yeah.
Well, they're like birds,
They're-
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pictured those, but like,
Or like giant bugs.
yeah, we could get like Starship Troopers on this.
You hack into the public transportation?
Yeah, maybe I
and
could
make-
do like facial recognition
Yeah,
software.
like make them crash into the
Make
worms.
their
Do I know?
thrusters stop working, so
Yeah.
they're like meow.
Or like if
And
Kylie
they're-
could like,
But I need to know which
telepathy
ship.
them.
You know,
I have to do that.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's more.
I'm
There
assuming
yeah.
there's multiple.
Yep, it's not just a single ship leaving like entering orbit
Oh.
at
Well,
this
I assume
time. There's like heavy
heightened
traffic around this
security
planet.
measures on their ship, so we may be able to use our ship's technology to pinpoint which of the ships has the highest security measures. We can assume that's what it is.
But they're disguised as civilians. Wouldn't that defeat the purpose?
Well, it depends on what kind of fake technology we use to measure security.
A drone.
Or can she seduce the worms?
That's true, I
three
can.
things, right?
You can find out.
Oh, yeah,
you
which
see
bus
what-
they're on.
What ship they're on.
Would that be something that my like precognition or not precognition, whatever that ability?
You can see a week into the future.
Yeah.
Do we get it?
Do I
or do we
always
not?
have to see a week into the future? Or can I just
No,
see the rest of
up
today?
to a week.
Yeah,
okay.
But you have to expend effort to do it.
So
Right, but I have 7
did we
effort.
decide if they're worms or bugs?
Worms.
They're worms. They're worms.
Let's take a vote on what they are.
Smart.
We're all envisioning.
Oh, you want
He knows.
no? So you
He
have to
knows.
do a roll of no check.
Yeah.
So 2d6 plus your no.
know all
The
the
space
species,
worms.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be
They are.
dangerous. Lewis
And-
trying like forcibly convincing everyone of things.
What do I? A D6, right?
2d6.
I can't see what it is.
5. 2.
I got a 5.
So you got a 5 total
Five
or
and
7
2.
total?
And a 2.
All right, so so basically, I'm also taking a little inspiration from Powered by the Apocalypse games for this, and they mention in here that that this is kind of a system you can use for general rolls. 6 and lower is a fail, and 7 to 9 is a mixed success, and 10 and higher is a total success. So you rolled a 7, and what's your no score?
3.
So you get a +1 to that, so you're at 8. So you're still in a mixed success. So what are you describing them as?
Worms.
So they are kind of worms.
They're earthworm gyms.
Worm-ish.
They're worm-ish.
Worm adjacent.
Yeah, so these guys are worm adjacent. What did other people want them to be? Because they're about to be a mix of a worm and
I
that.
pictured the big birds.
The
from
birds.
Avatar.
Yep,
Worms with wings.
worms with wings.
Feathered worms.
That
Hey,
is
don't get
terrible.
bird
Yes, it is. All right, leathery
I'm covered in
worms,
feathers.
whatever.
Like, I'm feathery.
Mhm.
I have the maximum worms too. What did you say was a mixed
I'm so
success again?
light.
7 to 9.
Do I know their weakness now? Does I mildly know what they are?
Worms, if you cut them in half, they grow 2 sides.
Yeah.
So, like,
They have 5 hearts. That's all I know. Worms have 5.
Yeah, so we'll say that you know those
They
things.
just
Okay.
love a lot.
So you can cut them in half and make more of them, and they have a bunch of hearts. So they're hard to kill.
Slice up these worms, so there's a huge field of them, so
I
they
think
can't get by.
we should not bother with the worms.
And they're
We should
definitely
just go
the
for ship.
winged worm
If
things.
we bother,
Winged worms.
Yep.
well, they'll have to land if they get distracted, right? Like you said that they would have to be delayed a day,
Divert.
and they would have to like land. So that's when we could like attack when they're on the ground and not moving.
I think they're still in orbit. They're just moving away from. Right?
So no, they're in the atmosphere when they encounter these worms. So they're back on planet.
Just over that
Oh,
area.
Yeah,
But if they have to divert, do they just divert still in atmosphere somewhere else and then come back?
probably not, because if you divert into atmosphere, you're going to be orbiting around the planet a lot. They'd only want to divert a day, so they probably divert down on the planet further.
So they'd probably go land somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to, if I can make it an action, make some sort of like drones that are going to slice up these worms. There's a bunch, so they have to get diverted, and then let you guys decide the space stuff. But I want to spend my time making
Sure.
an army of worms.
So you can roll to fixes create stuff.
Can Kiley make worms her henchmen?
That's what I was saying. Can she seduce or
Can I?
No, because your henchmen have to be like sentient, like humans.
Oh.
I rolled 2d6,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, like they're sentient, but they're not like intelligent.
And
Sapient
I
is what I'm
have to
going
have been
for.
there 24
Yeah.
hours too.
So, light plan. You could use your psychic powers to tell which train they're on.
Right.
And then we could track them like you said, and then we can diverge them using
13.
the worms.
With your
and then
modifier?
Once they land, you guys can like distract them / intimidate them while I sneak on and
I'll
steal
make them
it.
forget a whole fucking day.
Yeah.
I
Light
just
plan.
drive,
Make them
I just
think.
drive ship. I do not get involved with such businesses.
Make them
Okay,
think
yeah.
we're the people they're supposed to be transferring the material to.
Yeah,
Ah.
because you're good at charisma and you could be like, you're a day late. Where are you? We're gonna come meet you instead.
Yeah,
And you're a merchant, so you have those kind of
I
connections.
talk pretty.
Yep.
And I am shit at charisma, so I'll be in the vents.
So Lewis, you way successfully create the drones that you want to create.
Yeah, I'm just screwing
Nice.
around with these worms.
Yep.
Wait,
Jesus. Okay.
I'm really good at charisma.
What's your
you
score?
guys, you could be like her bodyguard.
I will go with you.
What's your
18.
thing? Mine's
142.
It's 14.
It's
No,
14.
143. It
It's
says
14.
143.
It's 14.
Mine's 18.
Mine's
what's that
18
three?
also.
So
I talk pretty.
when you
High
when you
five.
level up characters, you can only boost your attributes 4 times total. So that was the 3rd time that I boosted that attribute, and I forgot to get rid of the number.
14.
Yes. You can keep
Okay.
saying 143. I don't care.
42.
Okay, so I want to use my Oracle ability to like see into the future, and I'm assuming that since this is like our pursuit or whatever, that I will be able to see us interacting with them, so I'll be able to know where, like, what
So yeah.
Yeah, so
public transport
I'll go
ship
down with
or
you
whatever
and we
they're
can
on.
Persuade these
Whatever.
people.
yeah, so I
I'll be
think
your
before you can use
Okay.
the precog, you need to the group needs to decide exactly what you're doing, or else like the precog,
Okay,
like we
that's
don't know
fair.
what the
We'll
precog
pretend
is
that we're
doing.
the
That's
ones
fair.
Yeah.
We're the
dropping
crate.
off. So can you also see, how do we...
She sees from her eyes.
Yes. So I can
Thank
see.
you. Thank you very
Specialized.
I'm trying to determine, I'm trying to figure
friend.
out who to impersonate as the drop-off person. How do we know who they're dropping it off
I
to?
could-
We don't even know what it is.
I could hack into their
Hack
communications.
into the
Yeah.
Find some
That
emails.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm not sure mine would work like that, because if our plan is for you to impersonate them, all I would see is you impersonating the person.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know what the person would
Right.
actually look like.
Yeah, so what I just told Kylie was, she was like, oh, can I just precog and see like what happens on that ship? And I'm like, I mentioned, you guys have to decide that you want to go on that ship, because if you haven't decided yet, you can't see it.
That's true.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you decide to go on the ship and then precog, and you can see if the impersonation, or
Then you
whatever
can choose to
works.
not. Yeah.
That's true.
But you guys have to like at least be going down the path of this is what we might see.
Supposedly, if you see the future and you change what your actions are going to be, you change the future. But at the same time, you could be seeing a vision of the future where you have already changed your action, and that's the vision that you're seeing is once you go, oh, that's not going to work, so I'm going to change what I'm going to do.
God.
But you're
Time travel
actually
sucks,
seeing-
though.
God.
Do we want to make it so that whatever she sees is going to happen somehow? Or do we want to make it so that you guys can rehash afterwards? But we're definitely going to have to put it... I mean, there is a limit. It's 7.
Yeah.
The limit is 7 to the
Yeah,
amount
you
of
only
times
do
you can
this
change the
7
future.
times.
I think you should decide.
Oh, no,
It's your
don't do
ability.
it.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you... I guess it is a little fair as it is, because the limit's 7, so if you did 7 times, you would have
Right.
no other powers for
Right.
the rest of the game.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we're
something
gonna do it
happens.
once.
So we can change it if we feel it.
But I'm going to make you expend multiple effort to change it.
What do you mean?
So, like, if you precog and you see something happen and you want to change it, you can change it. But if you want to precog again to make sure that thing works, you're spending another effort.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would assume that every
Yeah.
time I use the
Okay.
Oracle skill, I have to expend an
Yeah.
effort. Okay.
So maybe wait
Ah.
till I hack and then get more information.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's wait until we have a little bit more information, and then I'll do the thing. I'll do the thing.
Bang, bang, bang. Make
Okay,
it
so my character has 8 charisma, so all you guys see is just her stand up and leave the room. Like,
Check 'em out.
am I rolling for program?
Yes.
Hack the mainframe.
9.
Plus your program. So 9. So it's a mixed success.
Because I got.
Yeah, so what exactly are you trying to do with your program?
I'm figuring out who they're supposed to be meeting and what they actually have so I can attempt.
So you're just trying to gather more information on them other than... So what we're kind of going with is your original hack that led you guys here was a voice recording of the monologue that I just did. And that's how you know, oh, this is what they're doing. And they're already aware of us. So you're doing a further hack now that you're closer to find out more details about that thing.
Like who I should impersonate.
Yeah, and like what they actually have that is worth stealing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm
what it
assuming
is
you're
and
gonna
who
be
they're
like,
selling
oh,
it to, essentially.
We have this thing, and we're going to drop it off to this person.
Because
So
they're
we're
going to
trying
have
to
to
find that.
log it.
I guess.
The captain's names or something.
I guess more important is
Crew members.
who we're supposed to be. Because I think we can spin, in conversation, we can spin not knowing what the material is
Oh, yeah.
if we know who we're supposed to be.
Yeah, so we really need to find out who they're selling it to so that we can.
Yeah.
All right, so mixed success is what you rolled. So you're hacking in and you find different like purchase order logs and communications and emails going back and forth. But you do hit like a encrypt wall when like the purchase order like gets confirmed, so you don't see any of their communications after that. So you know the exact location in the Akata region that you need to be. So you know the place that you're going to. You know who is sending the most emails back and forth, and you know that what they're getting is a demonstration of a previously unseen product, and that the main need that they have out there has to do with prosthetics.
Okay, so I come back into the room totally straight faced and I just read everything that I found to you guys. And then I sit back down.
It's placed in Akata region, and what was the second one?
Yeah, so you know the main contact between the Sereni Corporation, and you know the main contact between the people in the Akata region. I'm gonna have you guys get to make up names and shit in this game.
Yep.
Bimbadin Cumbersnoot. Bimbadin.
We remember.
Yes.
Never forget.
So, I found out that the Sereni Corporation, the most emails are coming to Dr. Anani, and from the Akata region, their contact is a merchant named Shino.
So, should I impersonate Dr. Anani or Shino?
Shino, because Dr. Anani's probably be on the ship.
Yeah.
Because they have to give a demonstration.
Because the contact on the planet is the merchant, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Right?
Oh.
Okay. Shino. Interesting. All right. And have we decided that we're going to try and intercept them in space? Like when they come up?
No.
I think we were gonna derail them
With
They're
the
totally
and then
derailed.
contact them
For sure.
and be like, "You're a day late. What's going on? This wasn't the plan.
Okay.
We're just gonna come to you because we know the area."
Okay.
Yeah, and I know where they're supposed
Okay.
to be.
Okay, yeah.
Cool, that's a pretty good plan. Lewis, what do your robots look like?
And then we snatch and
They
grab.
just look like asteroids. They are very inconspicuous. And they're
Asteroids?
shooting lasers. They're just
Bladed
floating around and
asteroids.
then but nobody sees that.
Perfect. Just dicing up some worms.
Why wouldn't you make them look like the worms themselves?
Because
That's
they're
even
way too
more
small.
inconspicuous.
No. I like them being asteroids.
Stop.
He's the creator.
You're supposed to be smart.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what's an
So,
asteroid?
for me to use that memory editing thing,
You have to be in contact with them. You have to establish a telepathic contact with someone.
and can I establish a telepathic contact with someone I haven't seen?
No.
This is so fun.
I had
I'm so
another. I just had a
Well, then
thought.
they could be our
What if
friends.
would it be possible to like hack into the cellar, not Serenity, but you know what I mean. Their thing, send a like email for black.
So she got that far, and that's where the encryption happened.
Okay.
So like the email that she found is like she got blocked by the Sereni Corporation.
Okay. Would it be possible though to impersonate them and send them send like the merchant a communication saying that like they've changed their mind and the deal is off or whatever, so that the merchant's not looking for them? Because otherwise, we're still going to run into the problem of that. Even if we impersonate the merchants or whatever, they're still going to be trying to contact them. If we derail them, being like, "Oh, you're a day this wasn't."
Oh yeah,
So they're going to be having contact. Yeah.
You could make
What if we
a
sabotage their
transmission,
communications?
like,
Blocker.
inhibitor thing.
Yeah,
So I
sabotage
was-
communications.
So I was just wondering if there would be a way to
Asteroids.
like go in and be like
God.
pretend to be
Please do it.
Serenity and be like,
We won't see it.
we've changed our minds, like we don't want, like we're not selling this item yet, it's not ready or something like that, so that they're not looking for it.
Like, do we need a delay? Is that what we're trying to do? We're trying to delay their shipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How popular of a politician am I? Because I could just go down there and have like a campaign.
You could.
You're running
You
for
could.
Starship.
I am going to start
Commander.
spreading communism.
Are you just going to drop leaflets out of your ship
No,
from
I'll
orbit?
go down there. I'll bring a podium and just start like hitting the podium and
He could meet with
like,
them
screaming
at
into
the
it,
same
yelling
time
at
that
people.
we're meeting with the people.
Yeah. I could
That's
mass a bunch of people. I could mass a communist uprising, and I could seize the assets
means.
of that little country.
Well, I know the exact place that they're supposed to go, so you could go there while we go to the ship
Okay.
and cross
Okay.
Yeah.
communicate.
Yeah.
And you could have a comms, like a communications, a small device that will stop all communications in the area around you,
Yeah.
and we'll have
It's
a
for my safety.
communication.
It's
area.
not even. It's not
Right.
even like secretive. It's for my
Right.
safety.
Right,
Just
yeah.
little asteroids following and protecting.
And we'll do the same thing. So no, they can't definitely contact each other, and we can contact the
Good. I'm down for this plan.
All right.
I have to pee again.
Just to clarify your political status. So you're relatively unknown, but you are an amazing politician. So you're like upstart. You are the best politician. You're spreading your word right
Okay.
now.
Laura should start hacking propaganda now before we get there.
I'm gonna come up to you, Kylie, and be like, I have no charisma. I'm like 8%, so I'm very like awkward, and I have anxiety confirmed. But like, I'm gonna come up to you and be like, I'm Tantalus, and I've heard that you're psychic, and when we work together, I would love to have a communication with you.
Oh, good.
But secrecy is of the utmost virtue of mine, and I would appreciate it. And I like glare you if you did not like come into my mind and steal my info, because that's my living. That's how I
Okay.
survive by like secrets. So like, because I'm very suspicious of you, like
Okay.
internally, because like if you go into my mind and you take my secrets,
That's true.
That's my identity is a secret. So like
Oh,
that's
true,
why
yeah.
I'm like, please don't come into my mind.
Also, extreme amount of trust, because once you do this, she could do that to you at any moment.
Exactly. So I'm like, politely, please don't do that.
Okay. So you don't want any sort of like mental connection.
Well, it's helpful, but I'm like,
right.
No,
So-
you will establish a mental
so
connection,
you're
but you can't
essentially-
probe
you're
her.
asking very politely that I not find out more than
Yes.
is required.
yes.
Fair enough.
All right, so here's the thing that I forgot to mention, is that I want a goal for each of you guys to happen. And since I definitely think this is going to be more than one game now, the prologue's definitely going to expand to a second game. It doesn't have to happen this game. Reina, your goal is to convince a business mogul to ally with the crew.
Okay.
Casey, your goal is to work with another scientist to develop something new and exciting for the mechs.
Okay. Something new and exciting for the mechs.
Yeah,
My
so,
asteroid.
and you have to do it with another scientist. Tisiphone, which is Tantalus, you have to steal something of value from an enemy faction. And that has to be like an actual enemy. Like, Sereni Corporation isn't an enemy right now. You guys are just learning about them. So we have to develop an enemy, and you have to take something of value from them. Tira, you have to make a costly deal for information that will further your cause.
So I pay a lot, costly for us.
You
Costly
lose
for
it on
you.
hand
You have to make a costly deal that ultimately furthers what you guys need to do. And then Alexsander needs to give a speech to the entire sector.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
To the entire
Sector,
sector.
not just a planet.
That's the whole grid, right?
The
I have these
entire
asteroids
grid.
That would beam a giant hologram.
Laura can hack you into everything.
What's in it for me?
What's in it for you? What's
You are the newest person to the crew.
I'm a criminal. So
Also, this is a politician who is almost exclusively surrounded by criminals right now.
yeah?
But aren't most politicians?
Yes,
criminals?
which is why I love that you chose to be a politician, Bobby.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I am also gonna talk to you. Be like, Vale, good friend.
Yes.
I know we have a psychic on our ship that I just made contact with. She has a reputation of erasing memories. So every day we should write down what we remember and see if it's different, because I don't trust her.
Okay.
Just as a side note.
Looks at you across the room.
Yeah, we're just like,
skeptically.
I'm wearing a tinfoil hat. I can't erase my memories.
Is that what you're storing your soul in at this point?
Yep.
Good.
So let's.
So yeah, those are your goals. So for this prologue campaign.
We should break up our plan into clear parts. So part one is physically breaking into the ship to steal the thing.
part one.
No,
I feel like that's part like
well,
8.
why would you need to break into the ship if
You're impersonating.
we're just gonna get it from them directly? Maybe your backup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plans within plans is probably good.
Did you just nod your
In
head?
case
no?
shit goes wrong.
Oh,
Do we
it
know
looks
the
like out
date
of corner
of the
eye you're
shipment
going like
that they're
this.
supposed to be?
Same day.
Is it in the same day?
So right now, as you guys are finishing your orbit, because she's already done some previous intel, you're arriving like an hour or two ahead of when this ship is leaving and entering the orbit.
Okay. Okay.
We still don't know what ship
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
ships. Like, this is a very busy...
So we need to figure out what ship they're on so that we can distract it and
Phase
get
one.
them to land and do the, like,
With the
detour
words.
thing.
They'll land
You-
in the same place that I am holding one of the largest political movements.
You'll do your political rally, hopefully to, like, catch up the actual recipients of said device
And block their community.
and block their
Yes.
communications.
Let's say
Meanwhile,
that, yeah.
we will pretend to be said, well, you will be pretend to be said recipient, and we will try and receive the package and act like nothing is wrong.
And if it goes wrong, I'm there to break it.
Sneak and then backup plan to sneak into the ship and
How
fuck
are
shit
we,
up.
how are we going to figure out which ship it's on?
I'm assuming that would be where my thing would come in.
Our ship has a scanner that can pick up medical devices.
You could build.
Will you tell us or allow us to decide which kind of security they're using to hold around this thing?
Oh, like the thing that you're trying to steal, how it's secured?
Yeah, because if it's secured in some weirdly highly technological way, maybe we can scan for that. Like if it's radiation, or if there's a magnetic field, or if there's something, we could search for that. It's a passenger ship. We already know it's leaving on a passenger
Yep.
ship.
So any
So-
reading out like that would be out of the ordinary
Right,
for
it'd be
said
an anomaly.
like public transportation.
Right.
Sure, you guys could like roll to scan for anomalies. Like,
I think you should do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would this be what? No?
It's more like
well, you could do no to figure out how much you know about detecting other anomalies and shit. Like, okay, if they're transporting something that we know is likely a prosthetic device, these are the different materials that maybe we could read from said prosthetic device.
yeah.
So you could determine if you know that.
Yeah. And then I would have to do like a fix to make a scanner.
To make a scanner for it.
Okay.
Or your ship can already have that scanner
I assume
that
we
you've
will.
already created.
Yeah.
If we're a bunch of hoodlums, I
Yeah.
assume it would.
All right. So no. So I'm gonna roll for no.
Okay, roll for no.
So 3d6 drop the lowest. 6.
6
For the
total.
dice.
Okay.
And then 3. My no is 3.
So that's plus 2.
So
No, that's plus 1. So that's a 7. So that's a mixed success.
Yeah.
You know that prosthetics from this area tend to give off, they tend to make them out of silicates. So you can scan for silicates.
Did I think of any?
You're gonna put him on an asteroid and send him out of the atmosphere.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Launch
it's
him into
camouflaged
space.
to not look like an asteroid.
It has camouflage.
I would make you roll for that.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, no.
Why are you the
a
captain?
camo asteroid. It looks very normal.
So technically, like, Alexander is like the newest person on the ship, but he also does have the Foci Star Captain.
Yeah.
So, like, you can still be the captain and the newest person. Like,
That is my ship.
yeah, sure. It's your ship
Double
now.
up.
Yeah, I mean, how many NPCs do we have on board?
How big's your ship?
Do you want me to decide all that?
Yeah. Hold on, I'll bring up the.
Death
Yes.
Star size.
Death
Because it looks
It's
like an
like
asteroid.
Death Star.
No, hold on. There's actual like numbers for this shit.
Because we're in a fleet, so probably the biggest.
When are we going to divert from the fleet?
You are currently diverted from the fleet. You're doing your own thing. So this is a very much like an independent like organization. So it's a
What are you doing?
you all
Go
share
now.
the name SPS and then your code name of a sound at the end. But so like it's almost like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like there's like the Pirate King and like all the ships are individual.
Yeah,
like that's
okay.
kind of the same thing with this.
So okay, we have a code.
Yep.
Have to stick to the code.
We do not steal from other SPS ships.
That seems legit.
Probably.
I mean, we could. We can rewrite their memories.
Not.
Oh well.
We have to have a code.
Yeah, just
I
so
can
you know,
only
like
rewrite 7 memories.
so like I would consider if you have a 4 in a skill, like as a level 4 on your sheet, there are probably 3 people other than yourself in the entire sector that are that good at the thing you're doing.
Yes.
So like there's a literal handful of people that can do what you're doing at that skill level. All right, so let's look up how big ships are.
I love our plan, though.
Yeah, it's a good plan. There are strike fighters. This is from smallest to largest. There are strike fighters, shuttles, free merchants, patrol boats, corvettes, heavy frigates, freighters, fleet cruisers, which may be what you're in, battleships, carriers, small stations, and large stations. The large station would be like a Death Star type thing.
Large station.
Yeah. So
Extra large station.
if you guys are in a fleet cruiser, you have to have a minimum of 50 other NPCs.
I think we should have a smaller ship.
I feel like we probably
Millennium
Millennium
Escape.
Falcon.
Easier to hide, easier to man, and easier to resource.
I'm thinking twice the size of a Millennium Falcon. 'Cause I have a lot of things that I tinker with.
Yeah, he does have to
Yeah.
fit mechs on the ship.
What's below fleet cruiser?
Yeah.
So a bulk freighter, you probably don't want one of those.
No, probably not.
What's
We
below
want
bulk
something
freight?
fast.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how
Well, I
fast
mean,
they are.
like
Speed.
boosters.
Oh yeah, so bulk freighters are the slowest thing in the game.
Yeah, no. We need something fast and like moderately sized.
We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. Just wanted to jump in quick to invite you all to join our Discord community. If you want to hang out with us and other fans, go to bit.ly/failedcrits. That's bit.ly/failedcrits, all lowercase. You can also find the normal discord.gg link in all of our show notes. Looking forward to seeing some of you there. And now, back to the show.
So moderate
It
size,
has to be blue.
and it has to be blue. Probably.
It has to have a drill.
What's a
It's
Corvette?
probably a free merchant. Oh no, that's too small. No, it's 1 to 6 people. So it would literally be your crew plus one more.
The patrol boat is 5 to 20.
Yep. It's probably so fastest ship is a strike fighter, but it's a 1-person crew. The next
Have strike fighters
on your ship, yes.
Well, the patrol boat is a 4 for speed.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Is the patrol boat is a 4 for speed, and you can have 5 to 20 people. So you guys can run it by yourself, but you could also have more people.
Right, so we could have like maybe like 4 or 5 like NPC, like medical or whatever we would need.
engineers.
Cook.
Yeah. So you
Couple
guys
engineers.
you guys could have a fleet cruiser and then travel in a patrol boat.
Yeah.
Because like the fleet cruiser would be where you're storing all your mechs. Your patrol
Right,
boat
so
is
that
what you would
would
go.
be-
Yeah, so you'd leave your
yeah.
fleet cruiser in orbit while you take your
And
patrol
our patrol
boat down.
boat would be the.
Can we have
I like
like
that.
2 of the little mini 1-person ones, the really fast ones? For,
The strike fighter?
Yeah, 2 strike fighters on our cruiser. Or
On your
is
big
it-
cruiser.
On the
Patrol
mini-
boat?
On the
Patrol boat?
patrol.
Yes, you may.
'Cause you know
So
how they- yeah, he said Captain said it was good.
so this
Yeah.
What is that?
so these have a mass of 10. So that's the patrol boat. They can hold 10.
Is it up?
The strike fighter only has 2.
Yeah, the strike fighter is small. Yeah,
So you
so
can stick 2 of
so yeah,
those in
you
there.
can stick two strike fighters inside of a patrol boat.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so we're gonna have our main ship,
So we have a big ship, a
a
little
strike
ship.
fighter, and
Well,
2 fighter pilots.
well, there's the big main ship that has all of our stuff and our like big people, and then there's the small patrol one that I would expect typically use, and then on
To do
that
our-
one there
yeah.
are 2 strike fighters for
Whatever.
strike fighting.
So our
So-
fleet cruiser, or no, was it the carrier? I don't
No,
remember.
fleet cruiser.
Our
Yep.
fleet cruiser is the SPS Resonance.
That's the big guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Our little buddy.
Yeah, what are you naming your little buddy?
Little buddy.
Little buddy?
No,
I like that name.
Um,
What's another musical thing?
And anything to do with sound.
Octave.
it's Octave, first off.
It's
Octave now.
Octave.
No.
What's it
It's
called?
an octave,
What's a
not
light
an
note?
octave.
Is there like a name for that?
or a fast sound.
Like,
What's a fast sound wave called?
A beat.
Staccatos when you do the,
Beep.
yeah, like you hit the note, like
The
it's a quick
The beep.
short note.
Strike fighters.
The boom. Beep and boom.
Google
beeps
musical
are
terms.
2 beeps. Also, remember the Sereni Corporation thinks that you currently have 2 mechs. They don't know what size. They don't know like if they're exosuits or full mechs. But the last time that you guys were ever observed, you had recently built 2 mechs.
That was before all the astronauts.
So you can have none, you can have many, you can have 2.
Would we
But
be
right
able
now
to
they're
have
they're prepared for 2 mechs.
Would we be able to have a mech on the
On the patrol boat, no.
little buddy.
If it's an exoskeleton, yes. If it is a mech, no.
I need to arrive in the mech.
So Bobby wants to arrive on a mech, so you have to make at least 1 mech. What's your mech?
What's it look
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna drive.
Oh, I draw out your mech. This is a mech that you have just created for Alexsander. So you two can work together on making that mech.
Now I'm gonna make it.
Okay, wait. So
The diffuser. That sounds kind of good. Scattering of sound waves.
Diffuser does sound good for like the two little ships.
would they both
Alpha
be called?
diffuser, beta diffuser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ship that Bobby's father's or Alexander's father's character owns is called the SPS Timbre.
While we're like waiting, can I like run a background check on like
On everybody.
like I don't know these people and like you're a
Fair.
politician.
Sure.
so it's
Here
suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true because you were specifically recruited by her, so you would
Yeah.
know them the least.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
that makes sense.
So I just want to see if there's like a, or if you want to tell me if I like roll enough, if you want to make up a secret that like you don't want anyone to know,
Sure.
and then I would just know. So like to be a cool.
I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, I would do that.
Well, no, 5. So 9 again.
So mixed success. Knowing that, Bobby, you can mixed success tell her something about yourself. Or you can even like require her to tell something about herself to you.
Yeah. You
Be like, I'll give you what you want, but you also have to tell me something.
Oh, I'm not like interacting. I'm
Oh,
like,
you're looking them up. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
am not
Oh, well,
interacting.
okay.
How would
Okay,
that be
okay.
mixed?
I don't
So
want them to
mixed
know
success
that I
is
know.
she finds something out about you, but you're, I can make it so that he knows that you just hacked him. That's a
That's
mixed
fair.
success. Yeah.
But
That makes sense.
would
Yeah.
you know that he was hacked but not by me?
Right, like he'll get like an alert. He has like some sort of tech or whatever that because he's like a politician. He gets
Yeah.
alerts to like when people try and like access his information.
I just want. I don't want them to know that I know, but I want to know because that's my character.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. So Bobby, your comms or whatever you have from the Noloyan Confederation or whatever you call your pre-government self sends an alert saying that someone has done a background check on you.
Okay.
And now she does get the secret though.
So do I just tell it here?
You can whisper it or tell it loud. I don't care. If you want to keep it secret from me, that would be funny.
Would that be more enjoyable?
That might be
That
more
might be
enjoyable.
more entertaining.
Alright,
Why don't
fine.
you just write it?
Yeah,
Write it on your
down
piece of
my
paper.
phone.
Just write it.
Mary, did you come up with any names that you liked,
I
or
fucking love Space Game already.
I know.
Or-
I love this
for the patrol boat?
I
The
read off a
mid-size.
bunch. There was
That's his
the.
neck.
There were a couple that sounded good.
Wasn't it like Disperse Alpha and Disperse Beta or something like that?
We did alpha diffuser and beta diffuser
Yeah.
for the little guys.
What are you looking for?
Distortion.
She's just looking
A
at
name
like
for the
sound
patrol.
related.
Oh, for the patrol boat.
Yeah.
I kind of like Lewis's idea of wave.
Just the wave.
Yeah.
Well, because WAV is how you save music files.
Yeah. It's like sound files. Yeah.
Okay.
We could do that, and just have it be WAV instead of like.
Yeah, just call it the WAV.
Ostensibly, it would be the SPS wave because it would
Right.
be the smaller.
So I just get the alert, and now I contact higher ups to investigate
Contacting Daddy.
contacting Daddy to investigate to see if we can find who just found out some interesting information.
Now I actually get to do something really interesting that will come up a lot when we get to the main game. This is called the Faction Clock Wall.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
So here I have every faction that we have right now. They just have general names underneath them. These are the minor factions. There's major and minor factions. So one of the minor factions, their clock just went from 1 to 2. If these clocks reach midnight, that faction must interact with you right then and there in an antagonistic fashion. So when you alert your daddy that someone has hacked into a Noloyan info about you specifically, who is ostensibly a very high up person, now the faction clock for that has changed.
And so, what's the faction?
It just says called under here right now because I haven't written it down, but
But it would be the Noloyan.
yeah, it's a faction under the Noloyans.
Sweet.
So that clock is now at 2:00. If it reaches midnight, I'm calling them like doomsday scenarios. So there will be a
Something
massive
bad
event that happens if you hit midnight
On any of them.
on any of them.
Don't want to hack me too much.
Yeah, does it get to
how does it turn when there's an action in relation to them?
So she got a mixed success that alerted Bobby, and Bobby alerted a minor faction that there was an antagonistic thing that happened to him. So yeah, that's a mechanic that I was excited to announce.
Cool.
So these are minor factions. If a minor faction hits midnight, they become a major faction.
Okay, interesting.
So then does that mean this interaction where we're stealing the medical devices, is that going to affect the clock?
Oh,
Absolutely.
probably.
Let's do it.
What about the worms? Do the worms have their own clock?
There's no worm clock. Sorry.
I want a worm clock. All right.
No worm clock.
Okay, so
So that's half.
So we
Yep.
should split up now. Bob.
We have to go over the mech. Go over your mech.
Oh,
yeah.
his mech?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the mech in flight, right? When it lands, this part splits up to its feet. So it has 4 feet, so it's kind of like spider-like.
Yeah.
And then he can color it whatever way he wants to
Yeah.
color it. And then it's got mech.
Like Strelitzia.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Franks, yes.
So, it's very quick, but it doesn't really have, like, shooter stuff. It's just quick.
come in peace.
Yes. Unless you want, like, it can fight and it can punch, but it doesn't have any, like...
Yeah.
No visible weapon.
It
Yeah.
needs to punch capitalism.
Yeah. I'm figuring since you're a politician, you're not really going to be engaging in battle
One would hope.
and a mech. So
We should
you're
just bring
more...
a big dollar down.
Your guy is
and
more
punches it.
speed.
So what color is it?
Red.
What's its name?
Blood of angry men.
Oh, does it have to
It doesn't have to have an... You can call it whatever you want. What do you call your mech?
be the sickle?
The sickle?
I can give it a hammer and a sickle if you want.
Cool. That's it.
That's it.
Okay, back to the real plan.
So now I think we should break up into the groups and prepare. So, Alexander should be going down.
Sasha. You can call me Sasha.
Oh no! Is it Sasha Alexander?
No, Sasha is it's like a short name for Alexander.
Really?
Yeah, in Russia. It's his full name, but
Interesting,
friends
but
call
okay.
him Sasha.
Okay, Sasha can go down to the planet and start his campaign, his fake but not fake campaign.
Oh, it's not fake.
If it goes well, we could like
Our
control it.
multi-purpose campaign.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
will go.
I can control it.
We will go and monitor the ship.
You guys are monitoring
We'll
the
go monitor the ship while
public transportation.
going to the drop off, the secondary drop off location where they're going to like divert and land. And he has to have a communications wipeout device, and we need to make sure that no communications are able to come out of the ship that we're trying to steal stuff from.
So I'm gonna be on ship because I have a really high pilot thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
And
driving
also,
me down?
And you could block the signal from the ship.
I'm blocking.
Yeah.
So your mech probably doesn't fit on the patrol boat. What are we
baby
calling
ship.
it?
So he
The
jumps
patrol.
out in
The
space.
wave.
So, yeah. So you jump out in space and deorbit from you jump out from the resonance, not the patrol boat. What did we call the patrol boat?
The wave.
The wave. Yeah. So you don't jump from the wave. You jump from the resonance.
Good. And can I wrestle a space worm
On the way down?
and show the people that I am anti-space worm?
Yes.
So Lewis is going to be on the wave, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
the
will
rest of us are
the
on
rest
the
of
wave.
us,
While we wait for them to.
Yes.
Okay.
So and then, what were we doing with what were we going to do and try and divert them? I got very lost.
They're
for
already
a second.
technically diverted.
Yes, they are.
because
They will be
he
diverted.
worm.
Yeah. So right
Okay.
now they're
So
coming out of
Increase,
orbit.
make the worms angry.
Yeah,
Which we
we did.
essentially are.
So
Okay.
while they're coming
More worms.
out of orbit, I'm already slicing up the worms. So now while they're out of orbit, you're hacking, figuring out what ship they're on, and then we're supposed to, I guess, get.
Wait, we already know what ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, when your silicate scans, you see a lot of different life forms because there are many silicate life forms in
That's
the
me.
area, and he's one of them.
That's me.
But you can disseminate what you're looking for.
All right.
So then they're now diverted.
So we made the airworms angry.
And then
That's what I wrote.
They encounter the worms and they're like, shit.
All right. So they're diverting.
Yep.
So we should stealthily land.
Well, we need to cut off their communications first.
Yes.
Well, that.
Lewis.
Or what's your name?
Casey.
Casey.
Casey Nova
Okay, I need to.
Sounds like a stripper.
or Dr. Caldwell.
No. Casey Nova.
The stripper, Casey Nova.
I'm really smart underneath these breasts.
Are you a female?
If I want to be.
Yeah, I wrote them as they in all the description. So I think the weird scene can be whatever gender they wish.
I'm Reina Nadya Olalla Sastre.
Olaya.
Jesus Christ, Olaya.
Right,
Are
say
you
your
sure
name.
about that?
Yes, double L's make
Oh,
a
yeah,
Y.
okay. But my nickname is Ray, so I'm going to go with you guys can call me Ray.
Okay, cool.
Wait. A drop of golden sign.
Also, Reina.
Yes.
When I looked up in Google Translate, Reina translates to queen.
Yes, it does.
And Sastra or Sastre translates to tailor. So you're the queen of tailoring memories.
Nah, sneaky. I like
I prefer
it.
to be called just Vale.
Yeah, I call you Vale.
And not my real name. I get my angry at my real name.
Because it's so bright and shiny.
What is your real name?
Tyra Solsdotter.
Oh.
But I don't like it.
Fine.
I'm like, giving you secrets.
It's Tira, daughter of the sun.
And then your Tantalus, unknown actual name. Correct. All right.
No.
Because we friends.
You can ask for it.
You're like business friends.
Yeah, we're not like homies. Well, we can be homies.
Can we be homies?
If you
Roll for
interact.
Roll for homie.
Roll for.
Can we be homies now?
Alright, so what part of the plan are we at?
Comms are being turned off. The
Yeah,
enemy
they're
ship.
being diverted. They're like landing, and we're like getting closer to them.
And shutting comms off.
Yeah, we'll start with cutting communications. So who is cutting the communications?
Snip.
Roll for it. Because you're having your little asteroids
Not
do
cutting
it.
the
Safety,
cord.
This isn't going to be good, man. You better-
What are you rolling with?
I'm guessing fix, right?
Yeah.
I assume our ship has a
Telecommunications blocker.
Silence. Yeah.
Well, we'll say he has to
Why are you rolling right?
'Cause
he
I
has
can
to
roll 3.
change it.
Oh.
And I drop the lowest, which is a 3. I rolled a
5, 6, 7,
9.
8, 9.
And
Makes
then
success.
with my fix,
Oh.
which
Plus
is
2.
a 5.
Oh yeah, technically a
plus
5.
two,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's there is no such thing as a plus 3, but I mean that would be a plus
I mean,
3.
So I
Yeah.
got 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a complete success. So you
Good job.
completely wipe out their communications and no one notices you doing it.
So they have no idea.
They have no idea that their
anything's
comms are
changed.
down.
Okay.
So I'll even say that when they first got diverted, they made their call out to the corporation, being like, "Yep, just as expected. Too many worms. Call call diverted.
There's so many worms.
Yes, so many worms. The ship's gonna take a detour, wait for the worms to die down, and then we're gonna resume course. Just know that we do currently still have the tech in our possession, and everything is safe. We have safely landed." And then they respond with K, and you cut the tech comms. Yep.
Okay, period.
All right. So then we are gonna try and.
Oh, so hold on. Now, right after that happens, Sasha.
Oh, I
Yes.
suplex a space worm, and I beat him up, and then I get out of my mech, and my mech puts down a podium, and I walk up to it, and I flick my coat, adjust my tie, and then I hit the podium a few times, and everyone looks. I have everyone's attention.
Because you're like straight in the middle of this like town.
Yes, and I didn't even need to like say a single word, and everybody just knew.
And you still got your mech just standing like right behind you in
Like-
power off
it's
mode.
like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Like this.
it's like your bodyguard.
Good. Do you want to give a speech?
Oh, I didn't prepare anything.
That's fine.
Bang, bang, bang.
Everyone's like, yes.
Speech. I didn't think I'd get this far.
That sounds about right.
Well, he literally says that.
He does?
He says, yeah, I didn't write a speech today. But I didn't need it.
Good.
Because this is the reason why I'm here, and I'm pointing to that giant quivering space worm that my mech has, like, he's like this. He's like standing on it like that.
Good.
Yes.
Cool. Are you still talking? Yeah. Okay.
This is my speech.
Oh, good. I have no speech. Let me give a speech.
It's because this is why I am here. Well, I have a Russian accent, though. This is why I'm here. Your skies are filled with this infestation. The surrounding governments do not even pay attention to you. Yeah. You are scum to them, but not to me. To Sasha, you are loyal assets to my political movement.
I have asteroids that disperse flyers and flags.
Yes.
He just dropped them.
Or the sickle can do that. The sickle can just like open chutes and just.
Oh, yeah.
Flags everywhere.
T-shirt cannons.
Too long have we been divided over this situation between you and surrounding planet. Too long, my comrades. Too long. And while you sit beneath this worm scum above you, the surrounding governments wish to assimilate you into something that you are not. I will ensure your protection. I promise this with the will of iron.
The mech pulls out like a giant sickle and like points it out like this.
And I say, join me now, comrades. Join me, take up arms, and we must fortify. We must fortify this position under the will of communism.
You got my vote.
So roll your whatever your political skill is.
So, lead, you mean, or what? Political
What else? Yeah. So you have lead. Lead would probably be a good one.
lead. What should I?
What is your highest?
Lead, I think, is your highest.
Well,
And shoot.
it's not attributes, right? It's skills.
Skills. Yep.
Skills. Okay, so yeah, lead.
Okay, so you're rolling lead.
That's +4.
Yep. No, that's +2. So level 4 gives you +2. Level 3 gives you +1.
So how many do I have? 2 die?
Yeah. And if you want to add your charisma to that,
Which is 14.
so that's also a +2.
So you get
So +4 total.
This better fucking work. I'm gonna be so mad.
Right.
Do you have specialist in any of your skills?
Specialist?
Yeah. In foci.
Oh, foci. Just authority.
Does authority apply here? No, authority doesn't apply here. Okay, so yeah.
I got
A 6, a 5, and a 4.
Oh, that's good.
So you got an 11 plus.
+4.
Okay, I did it.
Yeah, super. So
I did it. These people were just itching for communism.
they were
Damn.
they were so ready for communism. So yeah, what do you want them to do? Now that you have them on your side, now you can use authority and they will listen to your action.
First things first, we must learn the tongue of my people.
Oh, no.
Is that where we're at?
No, that's not where we're
All
at.
right, crash course in Russian, guys.
All right, so we'll cut away from Sasha for a bit. So what else is going on? He's successfully infiltrated that area.
So it's gonna be our new home planet.
So he's distracting the people that they're supposed to be meeting.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
So
All right. So
Successfully distracted.
very successfully.
yeah.
So our ship
So
has
we
not
should
yet landed.
right. So we should try and land farther away from where
I
they're
think-
gonna.
Did we tell them we're meeting?
Not yet. That's what I think we should do first. I think we should
Give them coordinates.
get them. Well, they've already landed, and we have their coordinates. So we should now contact them with the only open line of communication we left.
and like make it seem like it's coming from their actual contact.
Yes.
Um.
And we
Should
will
we-
just meet them.
Yeah, we should say
Instead.
something like there's some political rally going on at
Yeah.
our meet spot.
Too much attention.
Too much attention. We'll come to you.
Yeah.
Kind of
Our
thing.
country's Independence Day.
I feel like because I mean they'll be able to like I would assume that like all they would have to do is like look and be like, oh shit, what is going on with
Right.
that giant ass mech and political rally shit.
I will say that they probably could have noticed the mech coming down, but they're still far enough away from like the
Okay.
actual place that they wouldn't see the rally physically happening.
So like
So it's feasible
Right,
because
right,
they
right.
definitely saw
the
them.
giant spaceport.
yeah. So like that dude in the mech is holding a political rally. There's too much attention. We're
That's-
coming to you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Beep boop. Sent.
Beep boop.
You sending by text or
Don't-
calling?
So we'll send a voice message.
Would we have any? So would they know what their contact looks like?
We don't know that.
Yeah, well, you don't know because Laura had a mixed success on her hack. So she got all of the email communications that they had.
Okay.
So maybe I shouldn't impersonate Shino. Maybe I should be Shino's second in command.
Sheena.
Shinigami.
Oh.
Oh. That is true. You can be like, oh, Shino is at the rally.
Yeah.
Got held up. Here I am.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would.
It's our Independence Day.
I feel like my concern is that sending the second in command seems kind of fishy, but at the same time, if we try to impersonate that person, fuck it up somehow, then
I mean, I don't think it would seem too fishy because if there's a big important political rally happening.
Well, I did also mention for the emails going back and forth that those were the two people who were most often in the correspondence.
that's
There could be
true.
other people from either side involved in the conversation
That's
And-
true.
who maybe have only sent a message.
If you impersonate somebody
Yeah.
else and be like, hey, sorry, I haven't gotten the full details yet, so if I seem ignorant about something, that's why.
I'd
Fill me in.
rather
That's
make
true.
them feel ignorant. I'd rather say, "What do you mean? Of course I'm coming. Why would Shino come himself?"
Yeah.
That's
Make
true. I mean,
them
that's a
feel
fair
ignorant.
point. Like, why would the boss of this whole organization be in a
Right.
position of
Right.
potential like danger? Yeah, that's a fair point. That's
That's
a
agreed
good,
by
yeah. I think that's a good
here.
idea to like, because I'm assuming that like she would have gotten the names of the other people in the communication.
Yeah.
So I feel like we would know who their like second in command or whatever would be.
Yeah, you can make that up, Mary. Unless you want to wait for Laura to come back and make up another name.
Laura, think of another name really quick. Bosna.
There you are.
B-I-S-N-A.
So Vale is impersonating someone else in the emails that you hacked, because I mentioned that those two people were the most commonly present in the email chains, and she picked someone who was less present in the email chain and is going to pretend to be that person, and that person is like the second in command to the person that you made up.
We assume they're less likely to like know what that person looks like because they haven't had the major communication.
That makes sense.
Okay. So should we send a voice message or call direct? Probably call direct, right?
Yeah.
Less suspicious, I would think.
Yeah.
What's the name of the ship?
Reeling.
It was the. What's the name?
The one
of
you're on, or
the one we're calling.
the one
Yeah.
the one you're calling is probably just passenger ship 03529. Owned by we'll call them the Bhutani Corporation.
But so the Sereni Corporation is running this mission on a Bhutani Corporation ship.
So like
Right, so Bhutani is like the travel corporation.
Google it.
No.
Oh.
So are there like civilians on
Yes, this is a civilian like passenger ship.
Okay.
This is like a
Guys,
train.
No blowing up the ship.
This would be like the Green Line.
Yeah. Wait, so then how are we calling the green like
Well, I mean,
wouldn't
it's a
we
ship. It
wouldn't
has
we-
comms.
I know, but wouldn't we try and contact them directly? Like would there be a way to contact them
John?
directly instead?
I think we should, because the comms aren't going to go to the entire ship, all the passengers. It's going to go to the communication center, and we're going to ask for specifically the Sereni Corporation delegation on the
Right, but
ship
they're undercover.
03524. But we, as the Akata region, know that they're coming on that ship.
Yeah, but they're undercover. We can just ask for that corporation. And they'll like just show up in civilian clothes. Yeah, that's me. They're supposed to be undercover.
Well, I'm going to assume that the ship
I would've
communications office knows who's on there, and they'll have representatives.
Yeah,
in
sure.
the
I mean, like,
communications office.
Yeah.
you could do that and say that, like, you know, you get on a civilian ship, you just need to flash an ID badge, and
Right.
so I mean, they're dressed as civs and everything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So they do know.
Yeah, maybe that's a common thing because they do orbit space. So like a common thing would be, you know, every ship is outfitted with a communications center, and they're like, we have a call for a blah blah blah, and yeah.
Alright, so we're doing it.
Hi,
Ring.
Ring.
hello.
There you go. Here's your phone.
This is the Akata region representative calling for Serenity Corporation on passenger ship 03529. Patch me through immediately.
I'll get you right to him. We're experiencing a small delay from the Skyworms, and we will once we've completely landed, situated, made sure everyone's all right. We will get you patched right in. Hold on 1 second. Hey.
Oh, I was gonna make like elevator music.
We've noticed you've diverted your plans and have not yet landed. We also wanted to inform you that there is a giant political mess happening, which we weren't prepared for, and we need to prepare a second drop-off location plan.
Well, I don't know why I'm getting so much sass over your flying creatures that you haven't controlled. However, it would be good for all of us if we maybe rendezvoused a little sooner.
We can come now. We have actually already prepared a delegation to come meet you at your location, given all of the current political stress in the town center. We don't want to draw attention to this handoff.
Okay, we'll take one of the side carts, and we'll make sure we rent that out properly. Where were you planning on meeting?
How far is a click? 2 clicks away from something.
What is
I
a
don't know. I'm
click?
just trying to think back to my army movies.
1.3 miles.
Yeah.
2 clicks northwest of town center.
I mean, that's pretty damn close to where we're supposed to meet.
Clicks northwest. 10
So roll
clicks
talk.
northwest. Okay.
Talked good.
So, talk specialist, 3d6.
Are you a talk specialist 1 or talk specialist 2?
2.
Okay, so it's 4.
Shorthand for a kilometer.
4d6?
Yep. And drop the lowest 2.
It's click is slang for kilometer.
Oh god. Get rid of the 3s. So 9. And then plus
Your talk.
charisma.
Well, plus your talk.
Plus talk is 4, so that's 2, so that's 11. And then.
So that's a
charisma's
full
also
success,
plus
so you
2.
don't need to go to the charisma.
Okay.
Also, when you guys decide what you want to roll, you decide the skill you want to use, and I decide whether you can use an attribute with it.
Oh, okay.
So that's a complete success. So they will meet you there. So let's go back to what other parts of the plan so who's where right now? You're in town.
We're all on the ship except for
All of you guys are on wave still.
Yeah.
Except for Sasha.
Yes.
So we gotta go land.
You're staying on the ship,
Yeah. So you guys will get into the fighters.
so that means only 2 people can go
Why are we
because the fighters are 1-person vehicles.
Or do you want me to bring the whole ship?
yeah.
I think the main ship should, like, the middle ship, the wave should stay in atmosphere.
Okay.
And we will take 2 ships.
Okay.
Aren't these
And
my ships?
Yes, and fly down.
Aren't these my ships?
You're
I mean,
not-
they belong to the crew.
Do they belong to the crew? Okay.
Yeah, they
Our
yeah. So technically, they
Also,
belong
you're
to
not on the
Lewis's
ship
character.
anymore, so it don't matter.
Technically, they belong to him.
Okay.
He-
built them.
but you are the captain of the ship.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
You guys could take the 2 ships and like formally meet them and fly down. And
Okay.
then you could drop me off
Yes.
at another location.
Yes.
And then I could
Asteroid.
sneak up behind them if needed.
If we fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I saw where you were going, Mary.
Yeah. Okay.
Connection.
Perfect.
So
All right.
I missed one thing. So who's going where?
Me.
We are going to the meetup in the fighters. Lewis is dropping Laura's character off, like essentially somewhere behind where they'll be, so that if shit goes south, she can sneak on.
Parachute ejecting her from the wave.
Okay.
With your
She
Black
jumping.
Ops military.
Hey, I'm a bird. I'm light.
That's true. You can just fly down.
She got hollow bones.
I just flew in from outer space, and boy, are my wings tired.
Just take off on the flight.
Jesus.
Okay.
Good plan, guys.
So, if this napkin is the clearing or whatever,
Our meeting location.
their ship's here.
Yep.
We're gonna land our ship, our little guys, I think, like here,
Insight.
within sight.
Mm,
I think we should do that because
will
if
they
things go
have
wrong,
a visible name on them?
I don't think so. We're like rogues.
I feel like given our vocation, they're not like named on like the SPS is not stamped on the side of these little things. things.
Yeah, the little things probably not. The big guys, yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're also super proud of what you are. So.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, given that we would use the little ones for like stealth missions, that they would not be labeled. Okay.
Well, maybe we should do
like,
it close to
within
each
firing.
other.
Okay.
Do you guys think we should land them close to each other for easier escape?
Probably.
My thoughts were like, if they attack, then we still have one way to get away.
One of you has one way to get away.
One of us has a way to get away.
I have a
Well,
tractor beam.
true.
That will disrupt their
So
ship.
let's stay. We'll stay together.
And then you can alert me telepathically if you guys are in trouble,
Yeah.
and I'll just drop down.
And am I aware of any of this happening right now?
Yeah.
Are you
And
telepathically
know what
linked?
The plan was.
No.
Oh, I thought we were.
He knows the plan, though.
Yeah, you know the
We
plan.
made the plan before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say.
Yes.
So I
Like, the
know
plan
the
has been
place
made.
they're going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If you guys wanted to be telepathically linked, we could be, but that is up to you.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
You took me to a nice pasta dinner, and now we have a connection.
And also, if you
I
guys
was gonna say I did leave my job as a madam essentially to help you out, so it makes sense that like we would trust each other.
And I did not define what your relationship is, so.
And if you guys like need me to hack something from the ship, I can.
Yeah.
So like we're just assets. Like if you guys need
Yes. So the three of us are linked. You two are doing your own thing.
I could hack into their security and like see the security cameras if you guys need to like.
Mm-hmm.
Can you disable their guns?
Yeah, I could disable any.
The thrusters.
That's probably a really good. That would
Yeah.
probably be a good thing
You're
to
gonna wanna
if you
take
can
out
like
their
Yeah, disable the thrusters.
stealthily like sneak into their
I'll
system
see
and disable
Super
things.
How it goes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're on comms.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I have to do is think it at you. All right.
They are
and-
not there currently.
Right.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
not there
they're-
yet.
No.
Okay. So we're
But we're ready.
talking over our communications. We're still in the ships.
You guys can just see just like posters just like erupting from the center of the village like a few miles away.
It's raining posters of Sasha.
It's going well.
Anything
Good
happening on
distraction.
your end?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what's happening on your end?
So you see the benefits of my arrival. There are many steps we must do first before we can truly become an economic power. Step one, we must go to a specific spaceship station, not far from here. We must go there and seize the assets of one of the cargo ships that have landed there. It is no coincidence as to why I am here. I am here because there are corrupt rats that wish to pawn you and deceive you and drive you into the ground. But no more. I will expose the corruption that has been hiding right before your eyes. You have never seen it before. Sasha is here to open your eyes and show you. Now, I ask all law enforcement and military advisors to step forward. Please do this at this time.
They do. There's many.
So they step forward. Good. Good. There are many. Very strong people step forward. And I can tell, Sasha can tell, just by looking at you. You care about your comrades. You care about your families. What if I told you there was a no goodnik about to land in this city? Someone who is going to use you, use your family. But first, we must take up arms. Now, the few that have stepped forward, you must lend us your arms. We must use them as tools for communism. We must protect our families.
Woo!
Thank you. Step 2. We must seize the airfield, or space field, however you want to call it. We must go to this space field, and we must take the ship in possession. And I, Sasha, will show you, exposing such a disease in your society that has been there for
Long since I've been around. So now, as soon as you see the ship land, you will, very soon, we will take the airfield. We will take it with the will of an iron fist.
Yeah, so that works. So you're walking everybody to the area.
They all have guns.
Yeah.
Boy,
Because
oh
the
boy.
local law enforcement just gave out a shitload of guns.
Yeah.
So is their intention to take the thing if we miss it somehow? Or just to take everything after we take the thing?
Pretty much everything.
Okay.
All right.
We're going
so
to
there will be a
expose.
distraction if we need to get away.
We're going to expose the capitalistic rats.
Yeah, we're gonna say that you just recruited like probably 25 law enforcement that were there, and another 25 people who the law enforcement trusts, like
It's
just
like a
from the
mob
local.
of people.
Yeah.
Nice. Sweet. All right.
All right, so the ship is coming and landing. They're on their way, and what are you two doing?
Waiting patiently, I guess.
What was the character's name again? The
Bassa?
Bosna. Yeah.
So we need to talk over communications about what we are going to do if they resist giving us the device for any reason.
Yep.
So that's where they're going to come in.
They're not going to survive.
But you guys
We
don't
don't
know
know
about his
that.
insurgency.
I mean, we heard it. Like over
Oh,
the
yeah,
speaker.
because they hadn't landed yet. So
we're
yeah,
like,
you guys.
All right, well, we got
Of the
backup.
timing.
Yep.
Well, they're going to
So-
have time because you guys you said landed
Right.
like 7 miles away.
Yeah, we said
Yeah.
like 10 kilometers away from like the city center or
Right,
whatever,
so
right?
7-ish miles.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So
we're
it's
gonna
take them a while to.
need to.
I mean,
stop.
they've got vehicles and shit. Like,
Yeah, so I mean,
But we still want to make sure that we get the package.
right.
So what are your offensive mental techniques?
Well, I can knock them all unconscious.
Okay.
if
Should
we
we
need that?
should we have a signal that if I feel in my negotiations that they're going to bolt or act on the offensive
I
to
mean-
us, you can knock them all out?
Well, I can either knock them out or I can also can I no, maybe not. No, that's I'm trying to read my little tiny notes.
I mean, I think knocking them all out would be excellent in any situation where they resist us. I like Space Game.
Beep boop boop. Bap boop.
Oh, for some reason I thought I could like stop them from running away or something, but I don't think I can.
You can't frighten them with your telepathy?
Maybe I could. I mean, I can.
Make them see us leaving when in reality we're taking the thing.
Can she do that?
How? Well, because memory edited.
you have to establish a link with them.
Right.
That's the hardest part about being a psychic is you can't
Yeah.
force your way into someone.
So do I have to touch them to do it? Or can it be like we're within a certain proximity? I can try and
I
establish
think if
a-
you're strong enough of a psychic that if you're within like a close proximity, you can force your way in. But if you force your way into somebody, they
Right.
get to do a saving throw against
Right.
it.
Right. But like I can't let them know that I'm
Right.
trying to establish a link with them
Right.
because then they'd probably be able to guess who I am.
Well, we
Right.
have a pretty good plan, I think. We may not
Yeah.
have to use this, but like, what's our save? What do you have to spend to knock them all out?
What's our safe word? Just kidding.
Basically,
I don't. Hang on. Let me pull up the thingamabob here. Mm-hmm. It was the telepathic assault is the one that knocks everyone out. The telepath commits effort for the day as a main action to force a wave of metadimensional energy through the brain of a telepathic contact target. It does 96 damage. The target can make a mental saving throw to have the damage. That's pretty much it in terms of that. And it'll knock them unconscious. And it just says commits effort for the day.
Yeah, so instead of having 7 effort, you'd have 6
I have
effort.
6, okay. And so it would take 1 per person, I guess would be. I guess the other option would be that if they were clearly to try and run away, or like if it looked like they weren't going to give it to us, if I were able to establish a contact without them like saving against it, I could make their pilot forget how to fly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Scary.
That'd be good.
You have to make a connection.
Right. So like I'd have to either dominance my way in and and like as long as they couldn't save against it and do that, or somehow get them to trust me. So I need to relook at how the
telepathic contact happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at that now too.
Okay, so it says the target of its technique will not normally be aware of it. Only those with meta psionic expertise or telepathy's 0 skill or greater can tell when they've been targeted.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it sound like I can use my contact. It doesn't matter if the person's willing or not.
Yeah. So which would you rather do?
Okay, so yeah, so the target must be visible or otherwise perceptible to the target's unaided senses. And then I have to use an effort to open it for the day unless it's with someone that I...
Okay, so they would have to be a little bit psychic to be
Yeah.
able to do a saving throw against it.
Maybe we do this right off the bat so they don't resist us at all. And we can just take it and walk away.
Yeah.
On the person holding the thing. Like the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can do that.
I think, like, preventing any combat would be in our best interest.
Yeah, so I can like...
How many people can you have on telepathic contact at a time? Because the one that you can do multiple people is very specifically allies.
Right, and that one's the...
Yeah, it doesn't say, so I think you would just have to spend effort per person.
Yeah.
Hopefully we only need it on one person.
Yeah, that effort thing is a really good, like, stat balancer. Because, like,
Yeah.
you don't have much effort. And remember,
Right,
this
so-
is the amount of
right,
effort
yeah.
you have as a level 10
Yeah, so
character.
like when we actually play like the real game, I'll have like 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
So they land in a small sidecar vehicle that they use for, emergencies.
Hey, wait, I have a new question. Were we supposed to be like paying them for this item or something like that?
Oh, absolutely.
We're too late.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
Good to know. Good to know.
Sable, why are
We
you
can
about
Hey guys,
Yep.
I have an object and it's money.
Yep, that's an ability you
Or-
can use.
Yep.
We can
Don't you
Route.
remember you brought the
we can
suitcase
route
of
the money. We can route their money to
Wink,
the
wink, nudge,
specified,
nudge.
predetermined.
That's
Like, I'll
awesome.
call
Yeah.
back to the ship
Yeah.
and be like, "Send the money now."
Yeah,
and everything.
that's true.
And it's
But I can,
actually-
if they're like, no, you said that you'd give us whatever, I can be like, nah,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
whatever.
Drop my glove.
All right, okay,
Alright, so
I
the-
think we have enough.
yeah.
I think we're good.
Yeah, you guys
so-
plan so much, you don't need precognition.
I'm meticulous and
what I do
mildly
for a
anal
living.
retentive. All right.
So the side pod ship lands, and it's definitely clear that it came from a Bhutani class cruiser, or not cruiser, but transport. And the doors open up, and out step 2 security guards, 2 by 2, and following in the middle of the pack is Dr. Utani.
Okay, we're gonna walk up.
Bosna, I presume.
You presume correct, Dr. Anani.
Good. Welcome. I hear you're.
Welcome you.
Well, I'm welcoming you to our presentation.
Excellent.
So, do you have the agreed goods?
We do indeed. However, we need confirmation that the goods are here.
Oh, you will see them. Do not worry.
We need to see them now. Prior to any exchange.
You're not
This is
looking
a
to have any.
simple negotiation.
This is, we've had many negotiations. Why is this so formal? You were much less formal on your emails.
You know how Shino can get. We gotta make sure that from our side, all of the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. We're just following protocol.
That's fair. Okay, you two, go get the package. And 2 of the guards in the back go off into the ship, and they bring out a briefcase that both of them are holding, one on each end.
So it's heavy.
So it's like a pelican case.
All right.
Yeah.
Shoot them!
You guys doing anything?
They should shoot them.
How was the flight over?
And mentally, I'm like, shut up.
Sorry about the worms. We've been trying to get rid of them, but they just keep multiplying.
My worms won't go.
Well, I'm glad. Worms in my vagina? Well, I'm glad your tune has changed a little bit since that earlier call you made. You seemed a little upset that we were taken aback by the worms. I'm glad you've realized that this is not quite our fault, nor should anyone be mad at it. It's almost like weather.
Well, you know how these things go. The second something goes wrong, I get yelled at, and I gotta blah blah blah.
So, let's continue. You said you would be bringing a subject to test out the device.
Oh, good.
Do we have anything?
Our subject
is you.
Is on the way.
I swear
They were held up by the political rioting, and they're on their way. But Sheena wanted to get some confirmation that this was actually going to work and not harm the patient in any way. You know, they're a volunteer, there could be legal problems, paperwork, you know how bad that is.
I mean, we did talk about it. I forwarded you all the paperwork, but luckily I did happen to bring all of the necessary documentation and white papers saying that it functions exactly as intended in the right scenarios.
Perfect. Can I just see a copy of that?
Yeah, 1 second. And she sends 2 more guys to go get the paperwork, and they both come out with stacks on stacks of paperwork.
Jesus.
we need that.
Do we have NPCs on the main ship?
Yeah, you do.
Can, like, I'm sure they are, like, loyal to you, right? They, like, love you.
You can recruit people.
The approaching masses.
Yeah, but only I have to be here for 24 hours.
But I'm saying our NPCs are already with us. Can I beam one down and then, like...
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Beam me down, Scotty.
Can I beam one down and then it's like, that's the test subject.
Here's
and
our
they can
test
do
subject.
whatever.
Here you go.
That's fair. Love.
Oh.
What?
Right?
What?
You
No,
make
they're
them,
not
like-
henchmen yet.
No.
But there are NPCs.
I mean,
No,
but
they're
our
ours.
people-
They
our
could be
own
one of
people
her
would have-
henchmen.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
so
could
can just beam them
henchify.
down.
Yeah.
Technical
But
term.
the only thing is you need to beam up, like, telepathically what they need.
Or
Because
you-
it's like,
you
oh, the
wanna be a
person's
test
missing an
subject?
arm, so this is
Are
a
you
fake
still on the
arm.
ship?
I would cut off their arm.
You should just be a test subject.
Me?
Why not?
I can beam
I
down
don't
an
fucking know
NPC
what
is
this
I'm
thing
saying.
is.
I'm gonna try and establish a link.
2.
Connect with Dr. Anani.
Dr. Anani.
So,
Yeah.
just so we're on the same page, let's assume I dropped my gloves.
Yay. We don't know what the requirements for the test subject are.
Just skim
Right.
through it really
And my
quick.
assumption would be that said test subject has to be missing a limb.
Yeah, so I
That's
can
why
just
I
cut
was
one
hoping
off.
to see the paperwork.
Yeah. I mean, you flip through some paperwork, and I'm a establish a link.
Yeah,
I can
grab
make
the
an
papers.
android that's missing whatever and then send it down.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
grab the papers and oops, sorry. Here, let me just pick that up right
I
now.
don't think we should kill this person.
Thank you for the paperwork. And I'm like,
Just kind of pretend like, okay, yeah, everything looks in order, that thing, and I'm gonna establish my contact.
Okay, you
looks
establish
like-
contact.
so
She does
I-
not have psychic ability.
okay, perfect.
So I now have 6.
With Dr.
Or I should say they. I don't know what gender they are.
Tani.
Anani.
Anani.
All right. I have a T in here where there should be an N. All right. And I'm going to. I know.
Anani?
Anani. I know everything about this target, so I should know. Like, since we were just talking about the requirements for said person, I should know if there's anything I need to know about what the person should be.
Yeah. So I mean, Vale will notice that the paperwork does specify the testing on someone who is currently missing a limb. You'll know from your contact that they were expecting you to already have someone missing a limb. You know that she's looking at you right now and goes, none of these idiots have missing limbs. Like, they were supposed to bring someone missing a limb. So they're definitely skeptical of what's going on right now.
I'm gonna roll to make an android that's missing that limb.
How quick can
You
do that?
routed that to Laura.
Yes.
And
So
She can beam
I
it.
as soon as I get that information, I tell you we need someone who's missing a limb.
How much I like
Fast
Down
to take
here
to make
right
a
now.
robot.
And you
I
should
am the
come
fastest
up
in
to
the
me
galaxy.
and whisper in my ear that what you just said.
Well, I mean, you just flipped through the thing, so you should be able to see that.
Right, but you can tell me that you told them to set something
Yeah.
down.
So I'm gonna just sidestep.
I'm gonna roll to make this
And,
missing.
no,
What
wait,
limb are they
sorry,
missing?
Whatever one you want.
An
to
arm.
Yeah.
That's
Penis.
my arm.
Nope.
Yep.
Arm or leg,
Nope.
please.
I
It's a
got
6
rolled
and
an
a 5.
11.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you make that robot.
So I'm just gonna like casually like murmur to you because you refused my connection. I'm gonna murmur to you that if everything. Oh no, I'm just gonna say out loud. If everything is in order, the mechanic will send down the subject.
Beam. You said that just to me or to the tablet?
Well, I was going to say it to you, but like not like I'm whispering, like not like we're a conspiracy. I'm just gonna say, as long as everything's in order.
Okay, so you're just like,
I will tell. I will.
All right, that's
and I like kind of go like this, like I have like a some sort of like earpiece.
In your guild.
Okay, everything looks in order to me.
All right, and so I like do this, but I mentally and out loud say, "All right, everything's set. Send the subject down." Because they can't know that I'm a teleporter.
Is that how you're getting him down? You're just using like a teleporter?
Yeah.
It's like, pew.
Yeah.
Okay. You immediately feel red flags pop off in her head.
Uh-oh.
Because her immediate thought is, why is the subject coming from the atmosphere when the town is to the just to the south of us?
We should have thought of that.
I did think about it, but I didn't say anything. Well, that's good news. We were really worried that our new technology, our new transportation technology, was going to bust and fail. But
roll for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going for
it's a talk, right?
Yep.
Is there any way for me to like help influence her?
4, 5, 6. Can I use my charisma?
You can use your charisma.
7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So mixed success. How are we gonna make that mixed?
Not enough to be.
I'm gonna say a clock goes up. You get what you want, but a clock is moving.
Okay. So they're not suspicious anymore.
Well, a clock is moving.
They're a little suspicious.
All right.
Well, our test subject is ready. Let's get this show on the road.
Yep.
Okay, bring them over. In
It's a quadruple amputee.
Wait a second.
No.
Hey, wait, no, that's why we needed the beaming.
Yes.
Okay, so the quadruple amputee wheels themselves over.
Oh, no, they can't.
They can't.
They have no arms.
Just on the ground.
I have a scenario. They're in a wheelchair. Just, no arms, no legs, just chilling. I walk over, wheel them over, and go, yeah, that's why we need the teleport system.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like deadpan, straight face.
Yep.
Does the clock go back down?
Nope, clock stays. Yeah. At least a half hour.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we need the teleport system.
Okay. Amazing.
It's quick thinking.
Yeah.
Good job.
So they wheel him over, and Dr. Inani looks in and goes, a robot?
No, it looks like a person.
She's an extremely good doctor.
It's got
Or
blood.
they, yeah.
It's got blood and organs.
Yeah, but it has...
Can he roll for his program on this?
I am the greatest in the galaxy. I'm pretty sure I can make a fake android that looks like a person.
What are the list of... Can I see the list of skills?
If you can't, then I'm going to use that. It's going to be hard.
No, I think to be able to do something like that, you would need like biopsionics, like to like actually create like a being.
Well, a robot
like that quick, especially like you would need biopsionics.
Okay.
Since it's a test subject, we don't want a person to die.
Yeah, our legal department had a really not good feeling about using a real citizen for this.
So this is the closest to a human android.
Yeah, this is the best we could do.
Just for the sake of
With the
demonstration.
general population.
Yeah, we'll say that flies. Yep.
All right.
Like, okay, here we go. If you would step back, please. We did give you all the paperwork and everything, but just in case.
Hey. Yep. Step back.
So they open the case, and inside the case you do see a robotic cylinder. And it doesn't really look like any limbs. So they walk up to the subject and they take the cylinder and they place it on a leg, and it starts it starts moving and becomes a leg.
Ooh.
And they take it out and they're like, and this isn't permanent. This is redoable. So they remove the leg and it becomes a cylinder again, and they put the leg back on. They put the cylinder onto an arm and it becomes an arm.
Oh, that's really nifty.
Neato.
That's very cool.
That's safe for my
Neato.
You don't
This
know
is
what's
great.
happening.
This is great. This is exactly what we were looking for.
So, can we expect your region to sign its first ever corporate contract with us? Bobby, your people are definitely approaching at this point.
Absolutely.
Here's some of our people.
Shino will be in contact with you regarding the legality of the paperwork and the contract.
As we don't have permission to sign it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We are not.
Grab it and run, you guys.
What
and
are you doing? Because if you're not paying them right now, they're walking away with the object.
Well,
Is it still attached to the arm?
No, they've taken it off.
I'm going to turn back to you and say the mechanic would be really interested in seeing this as soon as possible.
Okay.
Tell her to beam him up with the arm.
But it's not on him
It's
anymore.
not on
That's
him
why
anymore.
Oh, they took it off?
Yeah, they
I thought
immediately
it's
took it
still
off. They
on.
put it on,
I
showed
was
that it
about
transformed, took it
I
off.
was about to do
I
Show
thought
that
they
it
put it
transformed.
back on and it was an arm, and that's how it left.
No, they're also.
Is that
It's
ship
a demonstration.
Okay. So they just took it off. So they took it back off.
Yep, they have possession of it.
Because I did have that thought when you put it back on. I really wanted to be like, beam it up now.
Yeah, that's
But
what I was thinking too.
I wasn't
Too
sure.
quick. Happened too
Yeah, it
quick.
was too fast.
Real time.
So you can sense that Dr. Anani is hearing the people getting closer.
Just grab it and run.
I don't.
No.
Um,
I'm dropping
who's
my book.
holding the thing?
It's back in the case.
But who's holding?
Who's
it?
holding the case?
The two guards.
I'm assuming it's too heavy for one to carry on their own. So
Yes.
if I knock
Guards.
one of them out,
These two guards.
They wouldn't be able to move it efficient. But I mean, there's 6 guards.
there's 6 of them. How far away from them are we currently?
We're like,
pretty close.
so this is our first.
This is like a business meeting. There's no reason for you to stand far away.
So, like, conceivably, I could knock the 2 holding it out, and we could grab it, and
But there's 4 other.
I have an idea.
You have an idea?
then we
Oh, yeah.
beam
All right, let's go,
So,
Bobby.
like this thing is like it's like a. It's not just dirt that they're on, right? This is like a station. This is like an airfield.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
It's like an airstrip.
Okay. I don't need this. I don't have a microphone. That's my just like.
No, you no, you're just standing on Sickle, and Sickle's projecting.
Yes. So I'm talking to the marshal of the airfield.
Yep.
Marshal, you must impound the ship immediately.
Yeah. Roll. Whatever
Authority?
Yeah, authority. I guess.
We can separate the guards from the.
Yeah,
From the
because you have this like
beam of just-
city under your control essentially.
Yep, authority. So I'm level 2 authority.
Yep. Let's see what authority
And I
is
mean,
again.
I have lead too with 4.
You have what?
I have lead at
Oh,
4
yep.
and authority at 2.
Our goal should be to
Let's
try
see.
to separate the guards from the case so that Casey can beam just the case up.
We're getting it. We're gonna get it.
Hold on, I'm getting back to authority.
What did you look like?
Those who follow you are fired up with confidence and will get a bonus on any skill check. They do it.
So they just do it.
Oh yeah, they're shutting it down.
All right. That ship is now impounded.
Yeah, so the Dr. Anani sees that officials from the airfield are coming over and they're starting to back up towards the ship, and they're like, something seems wrong here, and we're going to deal with these officials before we finish our contract that you're definitely paying for, correct?
Dr. Nani,
Yeah,
you
of
don't
course.
want to back out of this deal now. We still have many more things to discuss. You don't want your reputation damaged, do you?
The reputation damage would come from what sounds like an angry mob approaching with some Air Force air officials coming toward us.
No.
Let him go.
Locals. Just the locals. They're excited for the new technology.
The locals have not seen the new technology unless you've told them, which would in fact be a breach of our contract.
No, they're excited for all of the generalized new initiatives, such as the teleportation. That we
How
tested.
about we speak with these officials and then we'll continue our demonstration afterwards?
If you think that's necessary.
Are you guys doing anything? Are you going to actually let them back up into there and get the thing in? Like, what are you doing?
Are they going to go back on their ship that's
Yep.
being
We
impounded?
should not allow them to do that.
They're taking the thing back into the ship.
If you knock the two people out,
Holding it.
then they can beam up the thing.
Okay.
I thought your
so
friend was gonna like
my
mob them.
They're about to.
So I mentally communicate to them that as soon as that case is no longer held by people, beam it up.
Okay.
The instant it leaves their hands, beam it up.
All right, roll for it.
And we can escape.
You're knocking them out, right?
Yes. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, so you have to expend your stuff, your effort.
Yes.
Does she
It's
have to
one
roll for
each,
that?
right?
No, I thought
So-
they roll saving and that's it.
Oh yeah, she
So
rolls
does
damage, I roll saving.
96 damage.
96. I thought
The
you
target
said
may
96.
No.
make a mental saving throw to have the damage.
Yep.
Okay.
So you have to reduce them to 0 to make them drop this.
How many points do they got?
Not telling.
All right. Well, can I have 96s?
Here's 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But they could stumble. They may not immediately.
Like,
knock
yeah,
us out.
I just want them to drop it. I don't
Yeah.
care if they're unconscious or
Right.
not. I just want them to let go.
Right.
Oh, one on the floor.
Do you drop any?
It was a 4. You don't drop any. Add that bad boy up. That looks pretty good.
12.
20.
24. 7, 27, 20, 29, 30. 33?
Yeah.
That's right?
Mm-hmm.
Math?
Yep. And neither save.
Yeah.
And they are both unconscious.
Yes! Beat her up, Scotty!
Yeah, so you do that. It's there. Dr. Anani
Have to run.
immediately like
Get the
presses
fuck-
to her temple and just like
immediately we fucking
we've
sprint.
we've been
We
we've been
sprint.
compromised. We've been compromised. The product's been taken.
We are already gone. We are already sprinting to our ships.
You guys are there, and the ship is locked down.
Wait, give me these.
So the officials have gotten to their terminal and locked down the lock. They like turn something, and you see these like clamps come up and just grab the bottom of the ship in the airfield.
And while I do that, I erase the memory of what we look like
Yes.
from Anani.
Done.
Okay, so we're in our ships now. This is the angry mob. We're in our ships.
I now have 3. I only have
Can we
3.
blast off now?
Yeah, you guys can leave.
Okay, and we make eye contact with you because you're here now.
Kill
We're
them
like,
all.
yeah.
And they are wearing like what was it? Sereni Corporation, like Sereni Medical Devices, like shirts and everything. So like it's very obvious to your mob that you've riled up that these are the corporate people who are trying to take their region.
So essentially, we have made this region of this planet super even less enthusiastic about corporations.
Yes.
Good, because we don't like them either.
Also, I just want to note that the second that product comes up, I am on it and scanning it also. I have all the blueprints.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, immediately.
So even if somehow they get a hold of it again, you have all the data from
Yes.
I
Yep.
have the paperwork still.
it. Yep.
Yep. What are you
You're
doing?
like, careful,
What is
you're
Sasha doing?
I was just gonna clarify. Well, I was gonna show them honestly, like this. So Serani, whatever.
Serani Medical Devices, Serani
Medical
Corporation.
Devices.
Yeah.
They're known for what prosthetics. They're known for medical
Yep.
devices. But let's see what this was actually for. We find a limbless robot. Is this some sort of sick joke? Is this some sort of sick joke? And Sasha picks up the robot. This is probably for one of your CEO's pets. And they are spending millions of space credits on it. And I just throw it into the crowd. And they just start kicking it and beating the shit out of it.
These are the rats that I have exposed to you. Serani Medical Corporation. They must be eradicated from this city. Bring them to me.
And they do. You can also cut the scene whenever you want.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just basically us beating up a bunch of people.
Yep. Good. Scene cuts, and after you've beat them all up, you hop back in Sickle, and you have it do one more plume of propaganda posters out of its chutes or whatever it has. Just, and then just, you go back up, and I'm assuming since you named it Sickle and it's red, when you shoot up into the sky, like when it becomes that like point or whatever, its fumes are definitely like golden yellow, like stars.
Yes.
And you are all back on. Do you want to be on Wave or do you want to be on Resonance?
Wave. We
I
shouldn't
think.
lead anyone directly back to Resonance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, everyone's
They're completely contained. Just in case. Yeah, sure. You're on Wave. So you go back up to. You're currently flying back up to Resonance because that's where you can land Sickle. But you're like hollow called in, so like you're sitting in Sickle, but like your hollow projection is projected onto Wave so that you're with everybody.
Okay.
Yep.
Good job, Captain.
Good job, teams.
Nice.
That
was it's an interesting device.
Since I scanned it while they were all getting ready, is there anything I can tell them about it?
There's something very wrong with it.
There's something wrong.
What do you mean?
Or actually, let's have you program to see how exactly what you know about what's wrong with it. Okay, so mixed success. So you know that there's something very wrong with it, but
Do you know about what?
you know where it is, but you would have to destroy it to get to the thing that you think is wrong.
Where it is, like in the thing.
Yeah, the thing that is wrong is inside of this not magic, but like this awesome
If she
any
destroys
prosthetic.
it, couldn't I use Tinker
To put it back?
Put it back together?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We can do that.
I think that would be a project for you, though, because this is like even new tech for you, just something that can reassemble to any shape of what it's attached to.
And I have all the data too.
Yeah, so it would help, but yeah, you guys can do it. It would just be a project. It wouldn't be like instantly you throw it together
I
and
think
it's
that'd
good.
be okay though. We don't
Yeah.
need. This is new technology. Not where you could have used it.
Yeah, it's like
anyways.
extremely new technology. Like you've never seen anything like this.
Yeah. Bust it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna lay it out on a table, and I'm just gonna like gently pull it apart, and then like find out what it is.
All right, we'll wait for Kyle to get back.
It was a bomb. We all died.
It's probably
Yeah,
some weird
that would suck.
forbidden monster.
Sex
It's probably
machine.
pretext.
Do whatever you want.
It's a device that makes the clock move 5 hours in the future.
So, we're going to take this apart because something in it is very wrong.
Okay.
And we can put it back together because I have all the data and you're really good at building things.
All right, sounds
Freaking
good.
genius.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I find?
All right, so you pull it apart, and at its core, you find a chunk of you find a chunk of like material that you will know what it is.
It is my unborn child.
No, so Casey knows what it is, and it's extremely rare material that is used in the creation of spike drives, and he knows that because he makes spike drives. So there is spike drive material in this like medical device, and that's beyond uncommon, and it's also very small. It's like a kind of misshapen medallion thing, and you know that you need like a literal ton of this material to make spike drives, and you're probably the only person in the sector who has been able to make this material small enough previously to fit into light exosuits, but even you wouldn't be able to make it fit inside a single limb. And when you also are looking at like the documents and everything. Actually, yeah. So, you roll. Can I see the skills again? I'm still going to learn them. You can roll and administer since you have that. So you 7 plus 8 is 2. So mixed success. So you find a document and you can ask Tantalus for help decrypting it.
Mm-hmm. I might be interested.
Hey, look what I found.
I am interested.
Roll your program skill.
I'm assuming now that we're so far away, my connection to...
Definitely
This is
gone. Yeah. Because your super far connection only works with allies.
Right. Other question, I suppose, would be when I connected to her and it says that, like, I know everything or whatever. Does that only work in terms of, like, what I'm specifically looking for?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like you have her whole life history.
So you don't know what this thing is now.
Like, I give you, whenever you connect like that, I'll give you a brief overview of what they're currently doing and what they're currently thinking.
Okay.
And then you can probe deeper for other information.
I got a 12.
Okay, so complete success. So in that encryption, it looks like it's a normal letter to, what was the other person's name? The first person.
Dr. Nani or Shino.
Shino. It looks like it's on the surface, it looks like it's a letter to Shino. And it's on like a tablet. Like all of this stuff is kind of like tablet. It's not paper.
Oh, good. So I wasn't carrying this huge stack of paper.
No, you were carrying like...
because we were fucking miming her running with this giant stack of paper.
What you were carrying was a giant stack of paper-like sheets that are actually like flippable tablets. So each individual sheet is its own contract kind of a thing that you can flip through. And the one that you decrypted, it looks like it's just one of the final POs for, and when you decrypt it, you find out that it's actually, it's coded and it's not a letter at all. What it is saying there are 5 other pieces to complete their order and that they are located at these planets.
Ooh, all right.
And that's it.
5 other pieces to complete the order. So
Nice.
there's 5 other limbs, basically. And then when we put them all together, it becomes Exodia.
The Forbidden One!
No, I think they can create some kind of special flash drive. No, what's not flash drive? What's it called?
Spike drive.
It's Spike Drive.
Spike drive.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they're using this to make like cool limbs, or if they're just using the limbs as like an excuse to transport.
You can see in that thing that you did, like they're not even referencing the limbs in like any of this.
So
like,
the limb was just
a cover.
Yeah.
and it was extremely cool tech.
I mean, it is a
so it's a
super
very
cool
good
tech.
cover.
Yeah.
I'm into the limb.
But it was a cover for the piece of the spike drive.
Yeah.
So what it sounds like is that once they recover all of the pieces, they'll have whatever itty bitty tiny spike drive, essentially.
That's huge power.
Yeah.
What do they want to do?
You don't know?
We don't know that yet. But
you have the location of the other drop-off zones, so what you can tell is that, like, it was planned that Shino or Shino's associates were going to go to these other locations, and Dr. Anani was going to send other people to other locations around the sector. Or maybe they have a larger network of people involved in this.
So basically, we should try and get the rest of the pieces. Yeah. Like, most likely. Yeah.
I mean, you guys are like star scavengers. Like, hell yeah, you're going for a literal treasure
we should
map.
try and get the rest of the pieces.
Yes.
Mm.
Make a ring to open a rift.
Like Boof.